Imagine you've spent your entire life becoming the best at something. Not just good, not just great, the best. The kind of best where your competitors watch you warm up and already know the podium is yours. The kind of best where the gold medal isn't a goal, it's a foregone conclusion. Now imagine on the one night that matters most, the night 4 years of sacrifice was building toward. Something breaks. Not your ankle, not your blade, something inside. That's what happened on February 13th, 2026 in Milan, Italy. And if you think this is just a sports story, you're not watching closely enough. His name is Ilia Malinin. He's 21 years old. He's from Vienna, Virginia, and he does things on ice that no human being has ever done before. They call him the Quad God, a nickname he didn't give himself, but one the skating world insisted on after he became the first person in history to land a quadruple axel in competition. That's 4.5 rotations in the air from a forward edge, landing on one blade. Most elite skaters can't even attempt 3. Malinin does 4.5 and then smiles. Going into the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy, he hadn't lost a competition in over 2 years. 14 events, 2 world championships, scores in the 300s, numbers that made his closest rivals look like they were playing a different game. Sports analysts weren't debating whether he'd win gold, they were debating by how much. And then came February 13th. The Milano ice skating arena was packed. The entire figure skating world had tuned in. Malinin had already won 1 gold medal that week, helping Team USA claim the team event title with a jaw-dropping 200-point free skate. But this was the one that counted personally, the individual men's event. His name on the podium, his flag raised. He led after the short program with a score of 108.16, more than 5 points ahead of the field. He didn't just have to skate well, he merely had to deliver a mediocre performance to add individual gold to his team medal. The music started. The crowd held its breath. He landed his high-scoring opening quad flip, but then he bailed on the axel jump. He doubled what was planned as a quad loop, and then on a quad lutz, he fell. And a few moments later, he fell again. The silence inside that arena was the kind you don't forget. Not the silence of disappointment, the silence of disbelief. When the program ended, Malinin stood on center ice and shook his head. He appeared to be in near disbelief as he put his arms in the air. As he skated off, he puffed out his cheeks as if to stop himself from crying. His free skate score of 156.33 was a staggering drop from his performances earlier in the season. In 4 competitions before the Olympics, he had posted free skate scores of 209, 238, 228, and 215. This wasn't a bad day. This was something else. A few days later on the Today Show, Malinin opened up in a way that elite athletes almost never do. The most honest way to say it is it's just a lot on you, just so many eyes, so much attention. It really can get to you if you're not ready to fully embrace it. So I think that might have been one of the mistakes I made going into that free skate. I was not ready to handle that to a full extent. He also admitted something even more revealing. I felt going into this competition I was so ready. I just felt ready going on that ice. I think maybe that might have been the reason. I was too confident it was going to go well. Read that again. He was too confident. The Quad God, 2-time world champion, the most dominant figure skater of his generation, and the weight of expectation, not self-doubt, but certainty, may have been exactly what shattered him. But this story doesn't end on the ice with 2 falls and a stunned crowd. 8 days later, Malinin came back. He delivered a powerful message about the dangers of social media and the unforgiving glare of the spotlight with an emotional gala performance on February 21st, closing the figure skating program at the Milano Cortina Games. The performance began with the sound of a text notification. Wearing acid-washed jeans and a gray sweatshirt, he mimed pulling a phone out of his back pocket and frantically typing on it. He mimed scrolling. He flinched at what he pretended to read. He pulled his hood over his head. And then he skated, performing his signature backflip as the words, "Is this what you wanted?" echoed through the arena. He performed to Fear by NF, batting away invisible demons as the music played. A skate he teased would represent the negative impact social media has on young people's mental health. After performing his signature backflip, a move that was illegal from 1977 to 2024, Malinin became visibly emotional as the crowd roared with applause. There's something worth sitting with here. That backflip has a history most people don't know. The move was previously outlawed at the Winter Olympics after American skater Terry Kubica became the first to perform it at the 1976 Innsbruck Games. The International Skating Union outlawed it, and that ruling wasn't overturned until 2024. But between the ban and the legalization, one skater landed it anyway. At the 1998 Nagano Games, France's Surya Bonali, already knowing she had no path to gold, landed a backflip on a single blade, while injured, in protest of a system she believed had never fairly judged her. She was penalized for it. She didn't care. Malinin's one-foot backflip at these games makes him the first skater to land the move since Bonali in 1998. Same move, different era. Bonali was penalized, Malinin was celebrated. 28 years of history compressed in one rotation in the air. So, what do we make of all of this? A 21-year-old walks into the biggest arena of his life, carrying the weight of a sport's entire expectation on his back, and falls, twice, in front of the world. And then, instead of disappearing, instead of hiding behind a publicist's statement, he comes back. He gets on the ice in jeans and a hoodie and tells the truth, not in words, but in movement. He mimes the scroll. He shows us the fear. He does the backflip and asks, "Is this what you wanted?" That's not a collapse. That's someone becoming a whole person in public. That's someone choosing depth over image at the exact moment the world was watching. Malinin himself put it simply, "All I have to do is just learn from my mistakes and push to see how I can improve in the future. I can take a different approach leading up to the next games." He's 21. The next Winter Olympics is in 2030. He'll be 25. Here's the question that's going to stay with me, and I think with you too. When Malinin mimed scrolling through that phone, flinching at the comments he wasn't even reading, and then looked up at the crowd that had watched him fail 8 days ago, and kept skating, what did that take? Because most of us can barely open Instagram on a rough Tuesday. If this story moved you, if it made you think about pressure or failure or what we ask of the people we decide to cheer for, hit subscribe, because this channel is built for exactly these stories, the ones that look like sports but are really about something much bigger.